Hey, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage, and today we're gonna make this shape like that. All right, so what we're actually going to do today is actually work on our 2019 Toyota Tacoma off-road edition. Kind of like the truck. It's actually pretty cool. I think it looks good. But one of the things I can't stand is all the nannies. All the later model cars all have way too many nannies. So we're going to actually eliminate one of those today. So as you probably know, this is a manual transmission. So it is a 6-speed. Quick history, I've been driving manual transmissions since like I was 12. My dad had one, we had it all through childhood. The Taco is a 6-speed, the Dodge is a 5-speed with the diesel, and also my CJ is a 4-speed with a very small 258 straight 6. So what we're gonna do is actually remove and delete the accumulator. And what this is a little module that sits on the side of the transmission. Fluid goes in and it kind of dampens it. To me, it makes it feel numb. I really want to be able to drive it and be able to feel that clutch. All my Toyotas all had the same thing. When I get in CJ, it's all mechanical. You can feel it. So I kind of want to have the same thing for this. So let's crawl underneath real quick. I'm going to show you exactly what we're actually going to change. And then we're going to start bending some brake line and putting some connectors on there to bypass this little piece of nanny. Let's get underneath the truck. All right, we are underneath the truck, and where we need to be, boom, right underneath that. If you caught some of the videos, we made this to actually protect our catalytic converters. All 4 of our cats are right underneath this thing. Built it so that people will not steal it. Check out that video. I think it was pretty cool. So speaking of watching videos, go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let me know if you like it, you don't like it, throw it in the comments. Whatever. Let's make it better for you guys and girls. So anyway, let's get this thing out of the way so we can see exactly what we're trying to do. All right, finally got all the skid plates off, and now we can actually see where the accumulator lives. So if you look right up in there, behind that plate right there, or behind this guard, is the actual accumulator. So let's go ahead and take that off so you can see the clutch slave cylinder and this annoying accumulator. All right, give me a second. All right, so I got a little bit better light in there for you, so hopefully you can be able to see. Now, honestly, I probably should be able to take the drive shaft out without a big of an issue, but I'm not going to do that only because that's more stuff you got to take out. But anyway, so this is basically what I came up with. I just grabbed a hanger out of the closet, and basically that's basically the shape. So it's going to come down off of a coupler, come make a 90, make another 180, and actually meet over here in the slave cylinder. Now what we're going to do while we're making that piece, I'm just going ahead and crack this. This is your bleeder screw, and then we're just going to go ahead and drain all the fluid out because it's going to make a mess, and we don't want to make too much of a mess when we start breaking this line and the one up top. So I'm going to put a bucket, crack this open, let it drain while we're making our piece. Yeah. Okay. All right, there's 3 main things that you're going to need to make a bypass for this. First, you're going to need some threaded fittings. Now, these are M10 by 1. Now, these are metric, and this is what you're going to need. Don't go out, because I already had some of these. I actually made one earlier, but I didn't have the right fittings because these are not metric. Those are SAE. Didn't fit. Should have known. It's a Toyota. It should have been a metric. So anyway, I went out and bought these. This is like a 10-pack. Also, you're going to need couplers. Got this one. 10-pack as well. It was a whole lot cheaper to get it online than it was to actually go to the hardware store. But you can go to like O'Reilly's or Napa or whatever, and they will have them. They're just going to be a little bit more expensive. So anyway, so what else do you need? Well, you're going to need brake line. This was just left over from another project. Brake line, clutch line, it's all going to work. So you should be in good shape. Now, some of the actual tools that you're actually going to need, you need something to cut it. So we just got a regular pipe cutter. You probably understand how to work this. You tighten it up and you spin it. Just keep doing that until it breaks off. All right, basically this is all you're really going to need. You're going to try to straighten it out as best you can. But now you're going to need to bend it. What are you going to use to bend it? Run up to your local automotive store or wherever, and you can actually get one of these little cheap, very inexpensive benders. It's manual. You have 3 different sizes. So you got 3/16, which would be the little one. I also got 5/8 and I think 7/16 or something like that. So I use this for fuel line, I use it for brake line, and I'm going to use it for clutch line. All right, so I got my fitting and I got my tube. Now we're going to need to put a flare on it. Now in this particular case, we're going to need a double flare. How are you going to put a double flare in it? Well, there's a couple different ways. One, you can go back old school. This is talking about like grandfathers, all the way back, you know, way old time. So anyway, this is a manual kit. This is the one I used to use, and it does okay. It is not the greatest. And basically, actually there's a video about it earlier. Go ahead and see if you would like to use one of these. These are very inexpensive. They do the job, but it is a pain in the butt. I don't want to use that. What I'm going to use is the hotness right here. This is actually this one right here is called a K-tool. I have a video on that as well, and it is going to put a crimp in this, a flare, that is going to be perfect. I know it's going to be perfect because I've done these plenty of times. So what we're going to do is actually put our fitting on to make sure that we have the fitting on first. And then we're going to open it up. We got to make sure we have 3/16, which was what we have. And we're going to do the 45-degree flare, in which you can see on the edge of the die. So anyway, you're going to stick it in, close the hammer, pull the ham. All right, so different ways of actually doing this. Now we're going to be using 3/16. So we need op 0, and what that is just a flat piece. You're going to pull that in, and what that's going to do is line everything up. While that's in there, tighten it up nice and tight. All right, so now everything is lined up. We are ready to flare. So now we're going to do op 1 at 3/16, which is right there. All right, and then, oh, this is going to be hard. Oops, yeah, it's going to be hard because my table moves. All right, now we have one flare. We need a double flare. So you're going to do op 2. Go 3/16, op 2, pull it in. Open her up. And look at that flare. Look at how beautiful that is. Every time. Love this tool. But yes, love this tool. I don't know why I didn't have it earlier. But yes, awesome, 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 awesome. Are they a sponsor? No. Do I have a sponsor? No, except for myself. But hey, it's just the way it is. All right, so now we need to bend it. So we need a 90-degree turn bend here. So I'm going to grab my bender out. I'm going to do it this way, just so you can see it. I'm going to stick it right in the curve. And then I'm going to need a 90. So it's going to be real hard. Ready? Ooh, 90 degrees. You open it up. Now you have a perfect 90, and it looks fantastic. So I'm going to take my other guy here and make sure that I'm going to do the next bend at the right spot. All right, so now we're going to just do a 180. Now this only goes to the 90, but that's okay because we're going to do 90. Then we're going to rotate it and just hold on to it and basically keep going around until it's 180. All right. Now here's a good thing about you actually using this type of stuff. See, it's kind of got a little wonky. It's okay. It's not wonky anymore. That's right. Okay. Anyway, so that's pretty close to what we need. So it's going to come down and put a coupler right there, and then sweep it around. Got to flare that end. Don't forget your connector. So yep, flare that. Put a connector on it, and let's go. Absolutely beautiful. Did I say I really love this tool? I love tools. Doesn't quite rank up there with the plasma cutter, but it's pretty darn close. All right, I'm gonna put a coupler on there, and we're gonna go underneath and actually rip that thing off and put a new one on. We'll bypass it anyway. Actually, before we crawl underneath, because it's gonna be kind of hard to tell you, but there's 2 different types of wrenches when you're actually working with this type of fittings. One is the regular stuff, which probably wouldn't really recommend. You can do it. It's probably not the greatest because it is a soft metal, and it actually might strip it off, which is not cool. So they do have these tools out here called Actually, they're tubing wrenches. So you can see it actually grabs a whole lot more. Now the only problem is that all I have is SAE, because I got the Wagoneer, I got the Jeep. I need to get some more tools, so I don't have any metric, so I'm going to be using the open end wrenches. Just don't beat me up too bad in the comments, but I will be getting some metric ones, unless you want to send it to me. Maybe I should get a P.O. box so that you guys and girls can help us out. Anyway, crawling underneath, I'm going to replace this. Let's go. All right, hopefully you can see that. And so what we're going to do is take a 10 mil and disconnect both lines. Okay. Just if you use an open end wrench, please be careful. Do not strip it. All right, there still should be some residual. Make sure you got a towel down. Catch it and clean up everything. Brake fluid will take paint away of just about everything. There we go. One out. Let's get the next one. All right, so that is in place. Everything should be great. All we have to do now is actually bleed the system. Now, when I bleed it, basically I'm just going to loosen this up and let gravity do its thing. I'm going to fill the reservoir up. It's just right above it. Gravity's going to take over and actually bleed it out. All right, took Corbin out here and we went ahead and bled it. There was just a little bit air left in there, but it was just enough for it not to work properly. So you can just let gravity do its thing for the little bit, and then for the last little bit at the end, go ahead and let somebody go ahead and pump the clutch for you. Now, make sure that you have oil in the reservoir, or else you're going to keep doing this over and over and over and over again, because you're going to keep putting air in it. Now, last thing I want to do, clean up the mess. Look at all that. Yeah. Brake fluid or clutch fluid or whatever will eat paint alive. So we're going to clean it off. Bam. All right, so everything that we just took off to begin with, I'm going to go ahead and throw it back on, and then we're going to go for a test drive. Clutch feels good so far. Let's find out. All right, we are in the truck now. We're getting ready to do a test drive. It's actually been a week or so. Sorry about that. Kind of got busy. But we're going to see what it does without the accumulator on the clutch feed. Now, so far, I can say it's different, and I have to say I do like it. Now, this mod is definitely not for everyone. You know, I've been driving sticks for a long time, so I like it. You might not like it. So if you take the accumulator off, don't mess it up, and you can put it right back on if you don't like it. But I like it. A couple things that I have noticed: where the clutch engages is exactly the same every time. With the accumulator, it always felt like it wanted to slip a lot more and didn't want to you know, engage when I wanted it to, which always made it interesting while towing and stuff like that. But I like it now. I feel like I can actually get it smoother to where it's not jumping and stuff like that. Downshift seems to be smoother. I can ride the clutch whenever I want to. It's not when the truck wants to. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Hopefully, if you guys or girls do this mod, that it does work out for you. Like I said, don't destroy what was already there, so you can easily put it back on. Don't forget to bleed your clutch out. Don't forget to check for leaks. You don't want it to leak. I mean, that's very corrosive oil, and if it leaks on anything, then kiss your paint goodbye. But you know, try it out, see if you like it. If you don't like it, put it back on. Anyway, we got some more stuff coming up soon. Keep in touch. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you'll see it all. That, and we're getting close to that 1,000 sub mark. So until then, take it easy, be safe, and keep modding. And we're gonna make this truck good, removing one nanny at a time. Peace.